members of the town and the borough, it's great to be here, and to Bishop Jonathan, the new Bishop of Huddersfield, who's here for the first time with us this year. I got home for some lunch at about 2 o'clock, just for half an hour, and put the television on just to catch up with the news, and there were some really powerful interviews taking place with survivors from Central Hall, Westminster, and some wonderful shots of Auschwitz itself, covered in snow just like it was in 1915. I'm sure some of you will have seen some of those images today. It's wonderful to welcome you here into the warmth and the light of the Minster as we remember that dark day. Today will be a reflection of words and also music and also light. So we begin now by inviting Stephen Schulman and Jonathan Gale, both from the Jewish community and who play for Opera North, to come and play some music to lead us into this evening's event. I'm going to hand over to Jonathan.
Good evening. Just going to say just a few things by way of introduction to the music that Stephen and I are going to play this evening. We're going to play two shortish contrasting pieces by two composers who are roughly contemporaries, both refugees, but both have very different stories. Erich Wolfgang Korngold and Mstislav Weinberg. Korngold, perhaps the better known of the two, was Austrian and rather prodigiously wrote this violin sonata when he was just 15 years old. He wrote an opera in the night very early on, which was a great success in interwar Germany, but then of course had to leave. The story of his story is very different from that of Weinberg, who grew up in Poland, and in 1939 he also had to leave. Weinberg went east to the Soviet Union, where he studied with Shostakovich, and you can hear in his style that kind of Prokofiev, Shostakovich kind of style. His music has only recently surfaced in the West, but the Weinberg we're going to play second. Before we play the Weinberg, we're going to play the sonatina, the first movement of the sonatina for violin and piano by Weinberg. Before that, we're going to play Korngold's sonata, the third movement, the Adagio. As I said, this sonata was written when Korngold was 15 years old, but you can already hear in it some of his amazing style. The story of his emigration was that in 1938, he was offered by Hollywood to write the music for the Warner film Robin Hood and His Merry Men. He initially declined, thinking that the film was too frenetic for his style. But then when he saw the way things were going in 1938 in Austria, he decided after all to take the commission and went over to Hollywood, where he, if you'll forgive the allusion, he robbed from the rich vein of German post-romantic tradition to start and put his indelible stamp on what was later to become well known as the Hollywood style. And you can hear that in his first piece that we're going to play, which is the third movement of Korngold's sonata. After that, we'll go straight into the Weinberg sonatina.
changing the notch in the music. She said to me, can I squeeze it there? Can I squeeze it there?